Sixers fans, this is my first upload since, my initial reaction video to the Hawks beating the Sixers in 7. This is basically just going to be a premise to a video I'm going to make tomorrow about Ben Simmons and the big impact of this offseason and what the Sixers are going to look like next year and kind of where I want the Sixers to go. And I can talk a little bit about it today, but tomorrow is going to be more Ben Simmons. Today is what's next for the Philadelphia 76ers and what I see is going to happen with the Sixers. And I've had a lot of guys reach out to me over Instagram, especially in Twitter, saying, what about this guy? What's going to happen here? What about this, that. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk about it right now. I know it's a late upload. My work schedule is, I am nonstop from 9 a.m. to 11:30 at night the past 2 weeks. So it's tough right now, but I'll be pushing out content. What's next for the Sixers? Doc Rivers, is he here to stay? Is he going to get fired? The guy's here to stay. I have my gripes with him. I think he did a poor job this past series. I was really pissed that in a Game 7 at home in the Eastern Conference semifinals, we're rolling out a 10-man rotation. No way in hell. No way in hell should we ever do that. That's a terrible job on Doc Rivers' part. He just refused to learn his lesson at any point throughout the season. 10-man rotation. What are you doing? What are you doing? The simplest of coaches would not have made that mistake. That was a really bad job on his part, and personally, that it infuriated me. So Doc Rivers was not great, but at the same time, I think Doc Rivers obviously brought some rejuvenation to this Sixers team, and brought a lot of just firepower to the Sixers team that we never had in previous coaching regimes. Doc Rivers is here to stay. The Sixers are going to keep Doc Rivers. That being said, I think there are guys that are going to be on the move. We have Daryl Morey. What the hell do I know? Daryl Morey is a man of mystery. That guy trades dudes like nobody's business. So what do I really know? People have asked me about Tobias Harris. I think Tobias Harris is here to stay. I think he honestly was good all year long. He is the epitome of consistency. His problem is not necessarily his problem, if that makes sense. His problem is the fact that the Sixers rely on him to be the fourth quarter guy. And though oftentimes throughout the season he was that guy, but in a Game 7, the buckets were not dropping. He was getting pretty decent shots. He actually gets to his spot pretty easily. And 4, 5, 6 times did the ball go in and out. It just wasn't his night. At least he was aggressive. At least he realized he was the guy, and he put up shots, and he put up good shots, and he had just shots didn't fall. I'm not mad at Tobias Harris at all. I think he gave everything he had to the Philadelphia 76ers. It just wasn't his night. The 4-point game, yeah, it was a terrible game. No shit. But how many times did we see that from Tobias Harris all year? Once? Twice, maybe? I can't name another game where I saw Tobias Harris give us just a poor performance like he did in Game 6, or Game 5, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Tobias Harris is a good basketball player. He is not the problem with the 76ers. I fully expect him to come back next year and play another year in a Sixers jersey, because personally I want to see him in a Sixers jersey. I think he's a great third option. But the problem there is the 1 and 2 options got to be better than they were. I think Embiid is such a fantastic individual. He has given 150% of his effort to the Sixers, and he just broke down at the end of the year, and that's not his fault, man. He had no help. He gave everything to the city on a torn meniscus. I honestly, I wanted better for him. Then comes Ben Simmons, in which I will make a much deeper video tomorrow about trade talks, about hypotheticals, about my favorite stuff is the offseason. So, hey, the Sixers have an earlier offseason than I expected. Ben Simmons is probably going to get traded, right? You would think. Like 92% of the city voted Ben Simmons out. I just think by a way of like the people in this democracy of Philadelphia, we're just going to push the guy out of town. I would imagine so, right? Like imagine the boos that the Sixers would get if Ben Simmons came back next year. That being said, another year of Ben Simmons wouldn't hurt. Hear me out. Ben Simmons his trade value is lower than it's ever been right now. I think we can agree on that. Ben Simmons' value right now is not what it used to be 5 months ago, which is interesting because you see some trade ideas that are thrown out on Bleacher Report. God, they suck. That's thrown out on ESPN. God, they're even worse. And CBS and this and that. And you're seeing deals like Ben Simmons for just bullshit. Like bad returns. And I'm like, dude, no shot, man. I'm not trading Ben Simmons for a scrub. Like, the deal that I see is CJ McCollum and Robert Covington, and it was a Ben Simmons and a first-round pick. Bro, what? You're out of your damn mind if you think I'm trading Ben Simmons and a first-round pick for CJ McCollum and Robert Covington. I would rather gouge my eyes out and just feed them to the closest dog, the closest nearby dog in the city, and just feed him my eyes than trade Ben Simmons and a first-round pick for CJ McCollum and Robert Covington. God, no. I'm not doing that deal. If that's the only deal out there, which it's not, don't believe Bleacher Report, I'm not doing it. I'm going to hold on to him another year, make the guy shoot right-handed, and every time he shoots left-handed, just chop off a finger on his left hand so he doesn't have any fingers anymore until he's just shooting with that goddamn right hand. Yeah. So I'm not doing that deal. I think a deal like Ben Simmons and some stuff for a guy of, all NBA type quality, I think it's still doable. I think Ben Simmons still has a higher draft stock, or trade stock, than the majority of these media outlets are portraying right now. They just love to catch on to the new wave and what's cool and what's interesting, and they just jump on it because they don't know anything about sports. And so I have some trade offers. I don't even want to get into it. I'll do it tomorrow, but Ben Simmons has got to be gone, and it doesn't work. Him and Embiid don't work, and sure, I've seen the statistics of they're all on the court same time is so great. Yeah, it's because Embiid is a freaking dominant beast. Ben Simmons doesn't work, and he's just a little baby in the playoffs, for a lack of a better word. And I don't want him anymore. I don't want to watch him play basketball in a Sixers jersey again. And I don't think I'm out of the... I think that's a popular belief, man. And I think since it's such a popular belief in the city of Philadelphia, it's going to have to happen. And it just depends on what's going to be the return. And if the return if the return is something that you're just like, ugh, don't even do it. Trade him in the middle of the next season. See how his progress is. And who knows? Maybe Ben Simmons just all of a sudden realized how much he sucks at the game of basketball and finally turns it on. But I don't think he ever will, because I've said it for the last 4 or 5 years of, next year he's going to do it. Next year he's going to do it. He never does it. Just get rid of the guy. That being said, I think Ben's gone. What I really would like to see this offseason is a point guard. What is so funny about this Sixers team is there's one play in particular, that Game 7, that really showed what has been wrong with the Sixers for the last 5 years. It's under a minute left. We're down by 2 or 3 points. I don't know. I think it was 3. And we have 4 shooters and Embiid on the court at the same time. Got a low battery. Let me hit that. We gave Embiid the ball at the top of the key around the 3-point arc and told him to go create his own shot. Doc Rivers, what the hell is that? That is the worst play call you've had all year, and you wait until Game 7 with under a minute to do that? No. Embiid is the most dominant Philadelphia 76er I've ever seen in my life. But, dude, he has his limitations, Doc. And that shit is the result of not having a point guard. I think that Kyle Lowry thing ended up kind of screwing us. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to hold on to Tyrese Maxey more than anything in my life. I genuinely believe Maxey is a guy who you can throw in the starting lineup next year, and he can give you 14 a game on pretty decent efficiency and just be a really good starting point guard. I firmly believe Tyrese Maxey is ready for the limelight next year. If he can tack on some strength, if he can finish a little bit more consistent around the rim and make that three-point shot more consistent like he did at the latter half of that season, I think Tyrese Maxey has a genuine starter potential. But I would have liked to see Kyle Lowry. I would have liked to see a guy that has some grit in him. It's impossible to ask of a rookie, a 20-year-old Tyrese Maxey, a kid, to come into a playoff game and be like, here's the ball, be our leader. That's not going to work, dude. That's the problem with Ben Simmons. He's never been a leader. He will never be a leader. He is just what he is. And we don't need what he is. He's great at some things, but he's not great at what we need him to be great at. If he wants to call himself a point guard in the NBA, he's got to be a leader. He's not a leader. Get rid of the guy. Bring in a guy like Kyle Lowry. Bring in a guy of type of stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to say guys' names until tomorrow, but, man, I would really like to see a point guard. When's the last point guard the Sixers have had? Drew Holiday? Like a genuine point guard. I mean, TJ McConnell, but he's a backup. Like, the real last point guard we had was Drew Holiday, and, dude, that's been a century ago. We need to get a shot-creating point guard who can facilitate, who can just shoot a goddamn three-pointer, who just has to shoot the ball. Literally just shoot any other point guard in this NBA. At this point, it's infuriating, dude. It absolutely has killed Joel Embiid's window, the Sixers window. I think Daryl Morey recognizes that. I don't know, Doc Rivers has kind of been an enabler to Ben Simmons throughout the season because I think he thought this was going to be able to work, and it didn't. The Sixers need to go out and get a point guard, no matter who that is, whether we get a point guard in a Ben Simmons deal. A thing about Daryl Morey is, like, I genuinely believe he loves getting superstars. So, like, I could see a Ben Simmons plus Matisse Thybulle, maybe not Matisse Thybulle, but like a Ben Simmons and Shake Milton and this and that and this and that and first rounders for a guy who is like a Zach LaVine type quality. That's the way that Morey moves, if that makes sense. And I could see us going out and trying to get another big splash because we need a co-star. We don't have a co-star. Tobias Harris is a great player. He's a great borderline all-star year in and year out who can give you 20 points a game as a third option on 50, 40, 90. What else can you ask for a guy? This is not Tobias Harris's fault, guys. He was asked to do more than he normally should. That's just like the Brett Brown problem. The Sixers really need to get somebody else, and we need a veteran leadership, and we need a leader. It's funny watching that series fall off after Danny Green gets out and gets hurt. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense when you look back at it. And Dwight Howard didn't have a good series because it was too fast-paced for him, and he is just too old for that. I would like to bring back Dwight Howard, at least maybe for another year. Who knows how much he has left in the tank. George Hill really, really struggled in the playoffs, but we have him down to another year. Shake Milton hopefully can come back more consistent because he struggled too much in the playoffs to really deserve consistent time. Korkmaz, hopefully, I personally don't think we'll re-sign him. I don't know why we would. He is an absolute liability on the court almost at all times. Almost at every second. I've seen trades that include Ben Simmons and Seth Curry. Dude, there's no shot the Sixers trade Seth Curry. He is a diamond in the rough that we found. We're not doing that deal. I think he is one of the most valuable players an NBA team can have, and he's on our team. He's going to be on the Sixers for next year. And if he's not, I am going to absolutely lose my mind. I think there's going to be a lot of change, but I think the core hopefully will stay the same outside of Ben Simmons. And I think that Ben Simmons deal has the potential to be freaking monumental, but it also has the ability to kind of be a little, to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as huge as expected. It's a crapshoot with Ben Simmons right now. I'm interested to see what the hell is going to be in return if we trade him at all. And I hope to God we do. Until tomorrow with my Ben Simmons trade video. Peace out. Next year's a better year, Sixers fans. Peace.